This is Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social. Delighted to be joined here with a GWOAT, Claressa Shields. Claressa, first things first, we caught up on Zoom before your historic second. I suppose it was postponed and then it finally went on fight week. You were oozing with confidence. You'd flown in the day before, but I couldn't sense any jet lag on you. You smashed the week out of the park and you shone just like you said you would on that Saturday night. Look, 3 weeks on now, I saw you speaking to the Zone. How special is life for you now? You really are the GWOAT. You cemented that. If anyone didn't believe it, they believe it now.
You know, I'm just, man, I'm just so grateful to God, you know what I'm saying? Like 3 weeks ago, like my life has been changed from 3 weeks ago. Like everywhere I go, everybody recognized me. I'm out here in Dubai. I bought me a Rolex.
Hey.
Like, listen, life is a dream right now. It's everything that I dreamed for. But to know that we were watched by 2 million people in the UK, over that much, but 6 million worldwide, like women's boxing is booming. But I already told everybody that it's not the biggest fight in women's boxing if it doesn't include me.
Well, I know that you've been quite vocal since the fight. Savannah not so much, but just sort of, is it more for you, like there was so much built up in this and Savannah sort of spoke a lot about that win, and on UK shores a lot of people mentioned that win in the amateur, but for you were always saying, look, it means nothing, we're professional now. Is it now for you, you're taking your right to brag, because you do have that right, you know, all the build up that had, you know, you've got to soak in that moment and cherish every minute of it. I'm
cherishing it for the rest of my life. Just like I cherish the Olympics that I won and all my world title belts, and I'm going to cherish that win just like the rest of them. But in the lead up, you know, how did I leave that behind in the amateurs? You just leave it there. You know, I didn't live there mentally. Like, people live in a certain place for a very long time and never move forward. I'm not one of those people. Like, I'm not going to live in this moment forever. I'm going to move on and become better, because when you got Floyd Mayweather tell you, like, I watched your fight, you did great, you got the goods.
And bring you up at the press conference.
Yeah, but then to say, but I got some stuff that I can show you that's gonna make you even better. I wanna be the best fighter possible before I retire. I wanna be able, I think, me personally, that I am one of the best boxers in the world, male or female. I think it's Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, me. That's it. That's it. But you know what? I will say that I think that I'm so good that I'm hard on myself, because I should be knocking these girls out. If I can go on there and win unanimous decisions, I'm always asking myself after the fight, why didn't you get the knockout? How come didn't the knockout come? So for me, that's what I'm working on. So I got all the skills and the power and everything. I just have to figure it out and put it all together. And I've been fighting some of the toughest competition ever since I've been pro. So I think that I'm just going to continue learning and building, but I think that the knockouts are getting closer and closer.
Well, you certainly showed your power and showed that you're chin and how willing you are to trade. Yeah. Let's talk about some of the other girls on the card. I caught up with Alicia Baumgartner last week, who's in Abu Dhabi, and she's just loving life at the minute. I think she's in Cleveland this week for Montana Love, who's fighting. I think it just resonates on female boxing as well. And Eddie's right when he says that let's stop calling it female boxing, because it is boxing now. You guys have cemented just how good you are. There's no dispute for that. Just on that fight, I know that Alicia said that if they fight again, that she'll end her career. That bad blood has stayed there. Yeah. What do you think of it all? And I suppose we need narratives like this in the game.
Yeah, it was a good fight between Alicia and Michaela. And I mean, of course they should run it back, but if they don't, they both got options. But I don't believe that no one can end nobody else's career. Like when Savannah Marshall was saying that if she beat me, that I'll never put on a pair of gloves again when she knocks me out and stuff. And it was like, even if, which I didn't, but even if I would have lost, I still wouldn't have had quit. Like, boxing is my life and I love boxing. But you know what, I definitely cemented the GWOAT, because Savannah Marshall even called me the GWOAT. So that was the biggest thing of it all. Like, but I didn't really need her to say it, but the fact that she has said it in multiple interviews now, it's like, dang, I made her say my name.
Was that sort of another motivating part? Just obviously you wanted to win, you wanted to cement your legacy, but with the bad blood and the needle, you know, you really are two of the powerhouses in boxing. Was it sort of getting that one up over her and sort of, like you say, her being able to say your name and putting that all sort of past you, and sort of her cementing that as well?
For me, for me, all the bad blood and stuff was gone right after the fight, right before I even knew the decision. But that's also how I knew I won, because after the fight, she went back to her corner. She didn't give me a hug. She didn't really have no good sportsmanship. And I went over there to her corner twice and told her thank you for the fight, and dapped up her coach and everything. But she didn't come over to my side of the ring and do that. I think she felt defeated and felt that she got overpowered. She got outpunched and outskilled. But that's how I knew I won the fight, though.
Just two more. No, that's cool. You spoke well. Just two more from me. Obviously, on that fight with Marshall, boxers speak about, they dream up to the fight. They have this image of how the fight would go. Obviously, it was a very, very entertaining fight. Did it go as you planned?
Yeah. It had went as I planned. It did. The game plan was to hit her hard to the body. The game plan was to jab with the jabber. The game plan was to make her miss, to let her know you may be throwing shots, but you're not landing, because it's like people confidence go away. You know what I mean? So when she was throwing those punches and she's missing, you even see her kind of like try to pick up her speed and throw like some little taps. She like, I just got to touch her. And I wasn't even letting her touch me. I was beating her on the ropes, beating her in the middle of the ring. And but only thing that I didn't dream about was her power. Like, all the girls in boxing are strong. All the girls I fought against are strong. I just was like, I didn't let myself think about how strong she was. It was like, we're gonna go in here and find out. That's the only thing that I didn't know. But I knew I was faster. I knew I was slicker. I knew I had great defense and that it would be hard for her to hit me. But I didn't know her strength of her power punch. But I had found out, and it wasn't as hard as everybody said it was.
Just finally from me, we've seen Floyd doing all these sorts of exhibitions. He fights a massive sort of YouTuber and social media star in Deji this weekend, but we've seen him do it in Japan and sort of all over the world. When your ceiling peaks, when boxing professional ranks is no more for you, do you sort of take advice from that? Because at the end of the day, people talk about legacy, but it's also about securing your family's future and making sure there's enough money in the bank. With someone like that advising you and speaking so highly of you, do you think that perhaps we could see you in this world one day after your career ends?
I believe so. I think it's going to be hard for me to let boxing go, because I love boxing so much. I'm like trying to make my life to where like I retire at 35, but my mind changes every day, where I'm like 39, 40, 41, 42. I don't know. It's just like whenever my body tells me that I can't beat the top girls, that's when I retire.
Claressa, thank you so much for speaking to us at Boxing.